Welcome to the farm.
Welcome to the farm. I'm Justin, and today is processing day. And our chickens behind me here are looking really good. They're ready to go. So we're not going to show you any actual processing in this video, but we're going to show you how we set up our equipment and the flow we have for doing it. And then maybe at the end we'll show you what we ended up with, how much weight, and what they look like. So come along, let's get started. So this is the area we're going to set up in by the barn in the driveway, because we're going to need some power from the barn for our equipment. And normally I would set everything up the night before, but yesterday they had a heat index of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. So I really didn't want to be out here too long setting stuff up. And also we had some severe storms roll through last night, so I didn't want to have all our equipment sitting out through the severe storms. But I did bring it all down, and I have it in our temporary garage, so we'll start pulling that out. So the first piece of equipment we're going to set up is a scolder, because that takes a long time to warm up. So I got to get this thing filling and heating while we set everything else up. So now we can go ahead and start filling this thing up. And one thing we want to make sure of is we fill up enough to cover the heat elements before we plug this thing in and turn it on. Otherwise we can burn out the heat elements. And we're going to start using hot water to fill this thing up just to speed up the heating process. All right, so we got our heating element submerged now. We're going to go ahead and get this thing turned on and warm it up. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and turn this thing on and get our temperature set correctly. And we want to be set to 150 degrees. We got it set to 180 right now for bagging. 150 degrees, and we're already at 109, so it shouldn't take too long to heat up now. Now that our scolder's warming up, I can go ahead and start hitting the rest of this, and we're just gonna do a quick time lapse and get it all set up. So that's the majority of the setup done. We still have to set up for our ice baths and set out towels and sharpen knives and all that kind of stuff. But we will do that just before we start processing. And I'm gonna go get some breakfast, go take care of animal chores, and then when Dana comes out, we'll finish up the setup and show you how it works.
All right, so everything is all set up. We're going to take you through all the different stations that we do to get our chickens into the freezer. All right, so this is the dog crate that we use. So we'll go drive out to the fields, pick up all the chickens. All 15 we'll put in here because there's not many of them. Typically we'll do 2 separate batches, but 15 will go in here. So these are the cones that we use. We have straw that is down here to catch all the blood, which then all that will go into our compost. But from what we researched, this is the best way that we feel to humanely let our chickens go. They're upside down. They get very calm because all the blood rushes to their head, and then we let them go in peace the best that we can. All right, from the cones, they then come over to our scalder. We have it set at 150 degrees. They'll scald in here for like 30 seconds. It helps open up all their little feather follicles so all the feathers can come out. Then we move to our plucker, and this amazing machine takes all the feathers off in seconds. So we have a nice clean looking bird. And then we'll go over to our next station. And this is our final station. This is where you get your homegrown chicken, and it turns into a chicken that you would get at the grocery store. Nice and clean and prepped. And then we put them into an ice bath to cool off their body temperatures until we bake them. So now the tricky part is getting these meat birds into our crate here. Right now they have been held without food for 24 hours, so once you open up this door, they're all going to want to come out. So we're going to kind of tag team with the doors, getting them in here, and hopefully none of them escape. Success! None of them escaped. Woo. All 15, and we're heading back.
Well, we got all our chickens loaded up, and it's time to get this done. Pretty excited because this is only the second time in the, 4 or 5 years we've been doing this that we've had 100% survival rate. All 15 survived through the whole thing, which is pretty uncommon because the Cornish can have health issues and you can lose a couple during the process. So we're pretty happy about that. We're gonna go ahead and get these guys processed, and we'll catch up with you when we're all done. Well, no matter how many times we do that, it is not a fun task.
It is not. I mean, it's enjoyable in that sense that we're filling our freezer with food that re-raised. We know how it was treated and what it was fed, but taking an animal's life is not enjoyable.
No.
At all. But we know that they were raised humanely. They had a really good life. Just one bad day.
Yep. So we got our totals here, and our total weight for 15 birds was 111 pounds. Our smallest bird was 6.24 pounds, and our largest was 8.68. And most of them were right around the 7-pound range. We had a very consistent weight this time, which worked out really good. And I think having only 15 birds was the perfect amount.
I do too. I mean, usually we're doing 25 birds,
30 birds
in one day, and it's a lot. Like usually once you do that first batch, it's like, oh, I want to be done. Well, today we had that first batch and we were done, and it felt good. It didn't feel daunting. Like, yep. I think 15 might be our number we're gonna do, and maybe just do 2, processings or two batches a year if we need it.
Right. But that's going to be it for right now. We're going to go get these guys in the refrigerator. We let them sit for 48 hours to kind of acclimate and
go through rigor mortis.
Yep.
We don't know if that really does anything. It's the research we've done. And our meat has always turned out amazing and tender. So we just keep doing it. We're not going to alter the process here that seems to be working well. Yep.
So then we'll get those guys in the freezer, and we will be back tomorrow to clean up the chicken tractor and the water, because we still got a lot of cleanup to do, and I'm going to be done after that. I'm whooped.
Yep.
All right, so it's the next day. We're going to work on putting the tractor away. But the first thing we got to do is put the predator wings up, because if we don't and we put away with them down, all the grass and weeds will grow in through them, and we'll destroy them trying to move it next time. So we're just going to fold those up, screw them up, and then we got to move the water, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get it done. All right, so with this tucked back away in the tree line, that's the 2023 meat bird season done.
Sounds good.
Feels pretty good, right?
Feels good. Feels good only doing 15. I think that's going to be our new number going forward.
Right.
Just not as daunting and doesn't make for as long of a day. So.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we just want to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.